Hey guys, welcome to a quick little video of the side quest week 3 Declassified. The boss is going to be a Ghost Rider, and if you take him down with a Saga champion, you are going to get extra rewards, that is 27,000 Mysterium. The first fight is going to be against an America Chavez. Now the nodes are aggression prowess. Every 2 seconds the defender will gain a prowess. There is also kinetic transference, so if you block the attack, you are also going to give power to America Chavez. But don't worry, that helps in your favor because you're going to do extra damage with adaptive power shield. And there is also Matador. You will only gain power when you are going to trigger the special attack from the defender. Now, your science champions are not allowed in this quest. They would have been amazing for this one, but try to bring in any champions that have some kind of power control, so you don't push America Chavez to an SP2, and rest should be quite easy to deal with. I am using my rank 1 White Tiger, and I think after this one I will take her to a rank 2. So all I'm trying to do is to constantly push America Chavez to an SP1 and not allow her to throw a heavy attack, because those dimensions can be really annoying, and just alternating my SP1 and SP2 once I have them ready to deal some amount of damage. And I'm just going to wait for the SP2 here, wait for her to throw a special attack. The Matador will give me another bar of power, and I have 2 with them, and before we know it, America Chavez is down. Now once you move forward, you will get 1,000 7-star shards, so that's going to help you. You can choose to ignore these fights if you want to, but I would suggest you to get these fights done anyway, because you can get all of those rewards. It's a one and done, there is no entry, so there's nothing to lose, to be honest. Now the next fight is going to be against Kushala. They double down, so whenever a skill attacker will apply a debuff to the defender, and that gains an immunity, they will gain a buff increasing their critical rating. And also there is healthy disposition, so Kushala will rotate between stun, slow and heal block immunity every 8 seconds. There is crit me maybe one more time, so you will deal extra 30% damage on your critical attacks, otherwise you will not deal much damage. Also there is arrow to the knee, so the defender starts the fight with 5 indefinite cruelty, and every time you intercept, you're going to take 1 cruelty for yourself. Now, you can bring in different champions here. I am just bringing in Diablo here because I have one eye on the next fight. So this fight is quite easy to deal with. Bring a champion that has a lot of crits and you should be good here. The only thing I would suggest you to take care about is to not bring a champion that has a damage over time that is either Incinerate or a Bleed, because that is going to deal extra, that is going to give extra power to Kushala, and you will be just waiting out baiting the special attacks. I am doing all of this quest with only Saga champions. You don't have to do that. You can use other champions as well. The only difference is that you cannot use your science champion, so just be wary about that. I will also leave some options here on the screen so you can check those out. But to be honest, you can just bring in any champion with a high amount of crit rating and you should be good. So Elsa Bloodstone should work really well. Shang-Chi should work really well. All of these champions can get the job done. The more criticals you hit, the more damage you deal to Kushala, and you can take her down quite easily in the end. And here we are, she's down to 2% and just took her out. Once you complete that, there's also some shards, the meta shards that you can use to open up crystals. Nothing really, amazing rewards, so you can skip the fight also if you want. I am doing all of this for the purpose of this video. And fight number 3 is going to be against a Sorcerer Supreme. Now here is going to be .com, so you will deal extra damage with damaging debuff, so that's why I brought in Diablo. And you will only gain power when you have damaging debuffs on the opponent with polka dot power. And there's also purified state, so whenever the defender will use a special attack, they will purify 4 of those debuffs. And there's also Crush evolution, so if you dash back twice in a row, you will have a Crush debuff on you that will allow the defender to break your block. So just be careful about that and you should be good. Remember, if you don't have any debuff on the opponent, they are going to take 90% less damage, and that will be evident by the protection buff that will be there on the opponent once there is no buff. So basically what you need to do is to try to get as many debuffs as possible on the opponent and try to get to your specials. And then when Sorcerer Supreme throws a special attack, she is going to remove 4 of those debuffs. So the idea is you have more than 4 debuffs every time. So even if she throws a special, that's not a problem. You still have a debuff active and you can deal continuous damage. Here we are, she throws an SP2. Now because I had more than 4 debuffs, I was able to keep the protection away and I'm doing my damage. So at this point, I'm just building up to an SP3. So I can throw that out and all of those extra poisons will take Sorcerer Supreme away. So just make sure that you bring in the right team. I am again using only Saga champions. So if you don't have Saga champions, you can others as well. But make sure that you bring in a Saga champion for the boss because that will give you some extra rewards. Now the rewards I'm talking about are going to be 27,000 Mysterium. That will help you get some good items from the Mysterium store. And moving on to the boss is going to be a Ghost Rider. Now with Ghost Rider, there is Bubble Shield, so after 10 block attacks, 11th one will be unblockable. Special Connoisseur, you will only deal 100% damage to the opponent when you have prowesses on you. There's also Ebb and Flow Heavy, so there is going to be a protection that will reduce all incoming damage by 60%. And when you hit the defender with a heavy attack, that will remove 1 protection. So the maximum stacks are going to be 2. Now remember, you have to use a heavy attack to remove that protection, but there is also going to be down and out. So when you will knock down the opponent with a heavy attack, there is going to be a timer that will start for 8 seconds. And if you don't throw a special attack in between that, you are going to lose 50% of your HP. So that is a tricky part of this. And the final is Mighty Charge. So when they will dash forward, they will purify all debuffs on them. But I would say the easiest way to do this fight is to get your specials ready. And when you have them ready, then use a heavy attack that will knock down the opponent and remove the protection. And then when you're ready, throw your special attack and you should be good. Now completing this quest gives you a few rewards and also a very cute kind of icon, so that's gonna help. That's gonna be good for your aesthetics for the game. And also, if you do it with a Saga champion, you get 27,000 Mysterium, and also there is another reward where you get some of your 6-star shards for your relics. So it's better to do it with Saga champions, but you can use other champions as well. I've given you a few options, so check them out. And yeah, that was a very quick run for this side quest. The boss is not as difficult as the first weeks. It's easier to take down. It's just a little more annoying. You have to build up to your specials and then use a striker and use a heavy attack. That will remove the protection, but that will also start the down and out timer. So use a special attack before it goes away and you should be good. See you on the next one. Bye.